A powerful CEO loses control when his baby won't stop crying in a cafe, until a struggling waitress does something that changes both their lives forever. We'll watch till the end, it's emotional. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Tell us you're watching from where. The morning sun spilled through the tall glass windows of Harper's Café in downtown Atlanta, warming the soft hum of chatter and clinking cups. In the far corner sat Derek Cole, a sharp and composed man in his early 40s, dressed in a tailored charcoal suit that whispered success. He was a well-known name in the city's business world, the CEO who had turned a small tech startup into a multi-million-dollar company. But this morning, Derek didn't look like the powerful man on magazine covers. He looked like a father at his breaking point. His 6-month-old daughter, Ava, sat in a stroller beside him, red-faced and crying uncontrollably. Derek had tried everything, rocking her, whispering her name, even playing soft music on his phone. But nothing worked. The cafe's calm atmosphere slowly turned tense as heads began to turn toward him. A couple nearby sighed audibly. Others exchanged glances of irritation. Derek's heart sank. He wasn't used to being the man people pitied. His nanny had called in sick last minute, and with an early investor meeting in an hour, he'd thought he could manage a quick breakfast. But now, surrounded by disapproving eyes and Ava's relentless cries, he felt completely powerless for the first time in years. Across the cafe, Emily Carter balanced a tray of steaming coffee cups, her movements quick but graceful, despite the exhaustion in her eyes. At 28, she'd learned to smile through weariness, working double shifts just to keep up with rent and her mother's hospital bills. Her uniform was faded, her sneakers worn, yet there was a quiet warmth in the way she treated everyone who walked through the door. When she noticed the man in the corner struggling with a crying baby, something in her heart pulled her attention toward him. Most people had started whispering or frowning, but Emily saw something else. A father doing his best, clearly overwhelmed. Setting her tray down, she approached slowly. Derek looked up, apologetic, his voice hoarse as he said, "I'm sorry, she's just not having a good morning." Emily smiled softly. "Mind if I try something?" she asked. Without waiting for approval, she leaned close and began humming a gentle lullaby her mother used to sing when she was little. Ava's cries faded almost instantly, replaced by quiet curiosity. The baby blinked up at her, grabbed her finger and smiled. The cafe grew silent, the tension melting away as Derek stared in disbelief, watching a stranger calm his world with nothing but kindness. Derek sat there for a moment, stunned by how effortlessly Emily had soothed his daughter. When Ava finally drifted into quiet coos, he motioned for Emily to sit, offering to buy her a coffee as thanks. She hesitated, glancing toward her manager, who gave a reluctant nod before turning away. Sitting across from him, she wrapped her hands around the warm mug, unsure why someone like him, clearly wealthy and composed, wanted to talk to her. But Derek wasn't his usual confident self. He was curious, genuinely moved. He asked how she'd learned to handle babies so well. Emily smiled faintly, saying she used to study early childhood education before life got complicated. Her mother's illness had forced her to drop out, and since then she'd been working any job she could find. Still, she confessed, her dream hadn't died. She wanted to open a small daycare one day, a place where children could feel safe and loved. Derek listened quietly, his expression softening. It wasn't just her kindness that impressed him. It was her resilience, the fire behind her gentle words. Before leaving, he slipped her a sleek business card and said, "Call me sometime. Maybe we can turn that dream of yours into something real." 2 months later, a small building on a quiet street buzzed with laughter and the cheerful sound of children playing. A new sign above the door read, "Ava's Place, Early Learning and Care." The bright letters gleamed in the morning light, and below them stood Emily Carter, wearing a crisp uniform and a smile that carried both pride and disbelief. Her hands trembled slightly as she unlocked the front door for the first time. This was her dream. No longer just a wish whispered after long shifts, but something real and alive. Inside, colorful toys lined the shelves, walls were painted in soft pastels, and sunlight poured through wide windows. The first families arrived, greeted by Emily's warmth and calm presence. Then a familiar car pulled up. Derek stepped out, dressed casually this time, with baby Ava in his arms. "Looks like someone's name made it to the front door," he said with a smile. Emily laughed, her eyes glistening with gratitude. Derek had funded the project through the Cole Tech Foundation, but he'd made sure it carried Emily's heart, not his name. As children's laughter filled the air, both knew that one small act of kindness in a cafe had rewritten both their lives forever.